Okay, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go ahead and take the file that we created from the prior assignment and we're going to snapshot it into Photoshop, and then in Photoshop we're going to go ahead and apply the textures and then reapply it to Maya. Before we go ahead and take the snapshot, what we want to do is we want to right click and say assign new material Lambert, and what we want to do is we want to choose color and then checker. Hit 6 on your keyboard, okay? And we're going to go to render and make sure you're under high quality rendering. Okay, what we want to do is right click here and go to material attributes. Okay, so right click, material attributes, go to color, and go ahead and go to place 2D texture 1. What this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to increase your repeat. So we're going to put our repeat to 20 by 20. And you'll notice that all our checkers are pretty uniform and they look good. There's no checkers that are stretched or distorted or looking kind of strange. These all look good. These are a little bit stretched here, but that shouldn't be too big of an issue. You know, that's the only basically space I would say that's kind of questionable. So we go to edit UVs, UV texture editor, and let's figure out where these faces are. Okay, I'm just going to hit 4 so I can see where it is. Okay, so it's right here. So it's right around here. If you see the checkerboard here, you'll see the checkerboard, click the little man, it'll disappear. So I believe these faces are here. I could go to UV and grab these and move them. Let's see if this will help. Okay. It doesn't do much. I mean, it's not really a huge deal. I think it'll be fine the way it is. You have to kind of go in here and find it. No, we'll just keep it like that. If it looks really bad, we'll fix it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to polygon. Make sure you're in object mode here, and you select your boat. Polygons, UV snapshot. And it brings up this window. What we're going to do is we're going to go to browse, and I'm just going to snapshot mine right out to my desktop. You could do yours to your TerraStore, and I'm going to call this boat UV map. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to put size X and size Y to 1024, and I'm going to make sure the image format is in a BMP. That'll allow me to get an alpha channel to make a bump map if I choose to in Photoshop. So just go ahead and click OK. You'll know you did it right when it disappears, and you'll get this little thing down here that says saved file, C user Slominski desktop boat UVmap.bmp. So we're going to go ahead and minimize Maya, and here it is. We're going to right click or go ahead and open up Photoshop. Let's give it a minute here. All right. Okay, Photoshop's open. What we want to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and drag the file in. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it in, and it'll open by itself. Just give it a minute. What I also want to do is I want to open the boat or texture. Yours is in my public sample, so just go ahead and drag that in. And go ahead and click that button to minimize it. Like if it's maximized, click that button right there to minimize it. So what we want to do is we want to get these textures right here, these textures over here. I'm just going to go in here and zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's good. And I could use this to kind of move around. So this looks like it'd be a good side. I'm just going to drag this whole thing over. Okay, and I'm going to cut it up. I'm actually just going to go ahead and cut it up as I need to. So I'm going to select the, probably do the magnetic lasso tool. I'm going to kind of zoom in here. And I'm going to magnetic lasso. I don't like that. Control D to deselect. Let's Enter Control D to deselect. Let's go a little. Oops. All right. Let's do polygon lasso. So we're going to click. You know what? Control D. We have to figure out the best way to do this. Be right here. Let's do this. There you go. We'll do it right along there. So I'm just clicking as I go. There's a lot of different ways to do this. You know, you could use the pen tool and all that good stuff, but we're not going to bother with that. So I'll go ahead and just carefully kind of select your image here. So there you go. Now what are we going to do with this now? We're going to go to hit on our keyboard Control X to cut it out. Okay, we're going to take this thing and just move it down. We're going to zoom out here, right here in the slider, and we're going to hit Control V. What that'll do is it'll put it on a new layer. So hide this layer. Again, this is the side, and this here was the bottom. I remember because there was an edge loop near the bottom. So I'm going to hit Control T to translate, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to move it, and I'm going to zoom in again. Okay, and I'm going to rotate. The way I rotate is I put my mouse up until I see the little arrows. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring that down. It could be a little bit larger than your image. In fact, it has to be a little bit larger than your image. Okay, just like that. Go ahead and hit enter. So that's that part. It was pretty easy, right? So now we have to do the front and back, or the top and bottom. Which one would be great for that? I think that probably something like this would be good. This could be used for the front and back. So let's go back to here and click this button right here. This is the eyeball right there. This will show the layer. I was pointing at my screen, which wouldn't have helped you too much. We're going to go ahead and select that layer. And I'm going to go ahead and use this border here. So I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to bring it down here. Just kind of bring it down. And I'm going to take this board and I'm going to put that for the top and bottom. So I'm going to take my polygon lasso tool again. I'm going to just go ahead and click away a little bit. Try not to get the gray area. Try to be a little bit, a little bit careful about this. Okay. And just go ahead and move it off. You could Control X and then Control V, and you'll notice that makes a new layer. By hitting Control X, that cuts, and hitting Control V, that pastes. So that makes a new layer. So for here, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control T. Let me zoom in, and I'm going to take this red rectangle and move it over here. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate it. And I'm going to stretch the texture out a little bit. This is a kind of low resolution texture, so it may be a little bit blurry, but it's the best we have, so we'll have to deal with it. And just hit enter. It's a little blurry, but when we go out, see here, it's not too bad. And this is the front and back right here. So the front and back would probably work best with, let's see, something like that. So we'll go ahead and make sure we go to that layer. It's right here. I think I put it on layer 1. Yep. So zoom in. Bring it down. This is pretty good. We're going to use this. And again, we're not going to go through, for the purpose of this tutorial, we're not going to go through how to paint one of these textures. We could do that another time. Okay, Control X, Control V, and that puts it on a new layer for us. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to zoom out, and we're going to take this and we're going to go ahead and move it into position, which will be right over here. And again, this is half-half. I'm not sure which side's the front and back, so we could check it out. We go to our UV here. We could go to Faces, and we could select these faces. So that's, the bottom is there, right there. Okay. So the bottom is here. That's going to be the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in, and we're going to hit Control T, and we're going to go ahead and rotate it. And we're just going to simply, stretch this out a little bit. It might not look great because, again, it's kind of a low resolution texture. But it should be all right. We'll see. We could right-click on it and go to warp. Don't get too crazy with this, though. We just want to warp it a little, not much. If you go too nuts with this, it'll look really bad. It'll start getting distorted. Okay. Okay, that's good. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take this thing and we're going to hit Alt and drag. And now Control T, and we're going to take this handle and we're just going to flip it. And we're going to put it up here. We really want to get rid of this seam. Okay? So what we want to do is we can go to the clone stamp tool. We're going to hit Alt and click. And then we're just going to brush. Okay, you see these two layers? 3 and 4? We want to right click these layers and go to merge. So they're all one now. Okay, now we're going to go to Alt and click. We're just going to get rid of the seam. I hit Alt and then I let go and I just do a normal click here. I just want to try to get rid of this seam. I don't know if I'm making it worse or better. I think it looks better. You could also use this brush. This is a pretty good brush. This is called the Heal, spot healing, or we just click. Okay, that'll work. So it looks like we're done. What we want to do now is we want to hide this texture. We want to hide the black, and we want to hide this. And we're going to go to File, Save As. And we're going to go to Desktop, and we're just going to call it Boat Map UV. We're going to save it as a Photoshop file. Click OK. Go back to your Maya. Go to Material Attributes here. It'll bring this thing up. And go to Color. Actually, let's put a new texture on it. Right click, Assign New Material, Lambert, Color, File. Click that thing here. Go to our desktop. I'm going to arrange icons by modified. It's probably at the top now. So this looks good. It pretty much looks like the one in the, the one we saw. I knew this would get a little stretched, but it looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks like if we smooth it. It'll probably look better. So there we go. So that looks pretty good. And yeah, so you have a really nice texture. It looks nice. And if we want to render it, we could do that, add more. But for the most part, you have a really nice looking canoe. We don't have any anomalies on our texture. There's a little issue here with the seams, but for the most part, it looks great. Looks really good. The sides of the boat look good. The floor looks good. And from back here, looks very good. Okay, so we're done. I hope you understand now how to take a UV map and snapshot it. How to use basic Photoshop tools like creating new layers and cutting things out and hitting Control D to deselect. And that's about it. The next thing you're going to do on your own is you're going to create the ore and some more of the scene. Okay, we're done.